This is an emergency briefing of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We have received word from the Chicago Police Department, who are currently investigating the sudden emergence of a mysterious virus, that they have recovered vital information regarding the late botany and genetics Professor Wicks Sheldon from the University of Chicago, who was killed during the recent police raid conducted at his home by the Chicago Police SWAT team that occurred not too long ago. Though some of the information was lost due to an unspecified incident occurring during the raid that resulted in the deaths of Sheldon and 9 out of 10 officers who were participating in that operation, this vital information contains his research of the most controversial synthetic gene reorganization project that was long repeatedly denied, along with the audio recording file, which detailed how to operate his own research project through the combination of plant and animal DNA, along with the different sets of matching degrees between 0 to 100%, that it is when most people would succumb to the virus, due to the nervous system being shut down. But what we are more concerned of is the 75 to 100% threshold on the virus matching with someone's genetics. At 75%, it is ensured that persons exposed to the virus would gradually experience severe symptoms, and at this phase, it is highly probable that it will spread into their central nervous system or the brain, which will ultimately lead to the death of the host. However, the final threshold of the 100% matching degree is what greatly worries most science and medical experts who are actively investigating this issue at hand. If someone inside the University of Chicago has a 100% matching degree with the virus, as what the intelligence had gathered and what we feared, then that would seriously put the whole of Chicago at risk, as that the person who succumbed to the virus will reanimate and will start attacking any living being in their path, thus making them in extreme danger to humankind. Recommended actions are needed to be taken in order to mitigate this oncoming disaster. First, the United States Army is to be deployed into the university, and infantry regiments are to be armed with pyrotechnical or incendiary devices, such as flamethrowers, napalm bombs and explosives, along with chemicals specialized in killing vegetation. They are tasked to track down any individuals who may contain genetics suitable enough for the virus to exponentially mutate, and that they need to be thoroughly tested by medical teams in order to isolate the individuals most affected by the virus by matching degree percentage. Second, the control of handling this situation is to be handed over from the Chicago PD and the University of Chicago Police Department to the United States Armed Forces, and martial law needs to be enacted as soon as possible. Third, a 5-mile radius exclusion zone is needed to be set up around the University of Chicago, and that all residents are needed to evacuate as soon as possible to minimize casualties for an upcoming military operation, should the individual become an extreme danger to human life. Residents in Chicago outside the exclusion zone are needed to shelter in place. The President of the United States, along with members of Congress and House of Representatives in Illinois, are kept up to date and will be taking necessary steps to mitigate or prevent this upcoming disaster. This message ends.